I wasted years trying to learn piano the right way, and all it did was make me feel behind, unmusical, and honestly kind of dumb. If you've ever been told you're too old to start, that you have to read sheet music, or that you're just not talented enough, this video might change everything. Because the truth is, most piano advice out there is outdated, overwhelming, and totally wrong for adults. And today I'm going to show you exactly what I wish I ignored sooner, so you don't waste the years that I did. A lot of people are skeptical if they can actually learn piano as an adult, or if they can learn and sound good. And I get it. Piano lessons are still viewed as something super strict, taught by the neighborhood grandma, and painfully boring. I can't tell you how many adults have told me, yeah, I took lessons as a kid, I quit because it was boring, or I hated practicing. Even after I got my piano degree, I took a class on how to teach piano, and they literally told me, just use method books. Teach adults the same way you teach kids. So that's exactly what I did at first. And my adult students, they were bored out of their minds. They weren't practicing. I felt torn because I was doing what I was taught to do, but it clearly wasn't working. Eventually, I decided to throw out all of that advice and create my own method. One designed specifically for adults, and everything changed. So if you've heard some of the advice I'm about to go over in this video, it might be the exact thing that's holding you back. If you can let go of it, you'll finally start seeing progress and actually enjoy the process. If you're ready to stop guessing and start actually playing songs you love, I put together a free piano practice planner. It gives you a simple routine and walks you through how to start sounding really good in just 7 days. Comment practice planner below and I'll send it to you. All right, number 1, you have to start when you're young. Let's just start with the biggest one. You have to start piano when you're young or you'll never get good. Ugh, I used to believe this too. And yeah, I'll be honest, there is some truth to it. I mean, anything you start younger, you're gonna be further along by the time you're an adult. That's just math, right? But what no one tells you is this: you're not behind, you're just learning the wrong way. Because the way most of us were taught piano is built for 8-year-olds. Literal children. It's slow, it's rigid, and it's boring. They put a method book in front of you and go, okay, here's middle C, now let's play this song about a frog. Like, what are we doing? So yeah, of course adults quit. Of course you felt like you weren't making progress. The system wasn't built for you. Once I shifted from teaching adults the traditional way to teaching via my own method that starts with chords first, everything changed for my students. And that's when it hit me. This isn't the you're too old problem. This is a you're using a system that doesn't work for you problem. Adults learn differently. We want to play something we recognize. We want to sound good. We want to feel creative. We don't want to play hot cross buns for 6 months. So I created a method that starts with chords because that's how real songs are built. Think about all your favorite artists, Elton John, Adele, Coldplay. They're not reading every note on a page. They're just playing chords, period. So if you've ever felt like it was too late for you, it's not. You just haven't been shown the right path yet. Number 2, you need to read traditional sheet music to play real songs. Here's another one that drove me nuts when I was trying to figure all of this out. Because I thought unless I could perfectly read every note, every rhythm, every fingering, then I couldn't call myself a real piano player. And again, this is kind of rooted in truth. Like, yes, sheet music is important if you're trying to be a classical pianist. If you want to play Beethoven, Chopin, Rachmaninoff, yes, you need to know how to read every note, every symbol exactly as written. But if you just want to play your favorite songs like Let It Be, Someone Like You, Lean On Me, anything like that, you don't need traditional sheet music. You need chords or lead sheets. Let me explain what that is really quick. A lead sheet is a simple version of a song that just has the melody line and the chord symbols. That's it. So instead of having a page that looks like a math exam, you have something that's easy to digest. And that's how the pros play. Most people on stage aren't glued to traditional sheet music. They're reading chord charts. They've memorized the progression, or they're using a lead sheet and just feeling it. If they're playing the melody on the piano instead of singing, that's a lead sheet. Hotel pianists, jazz players, pop musicians, they're all playing from lead sheets. Why? Because it gives them the chords and the melody quickly, and the freedom to improvise and make the song their own. Take Sangha Noona, one of my favorite pianists on YouTube. She'll live stream for hours, and no, she's not reading stacks of classical sheet music. She's using lead sheets. Because with a lead sheet, she can see the melody and chords at a glance and instantly start crafting something creative and beautiful. She adds her own style. She keeps the flow going. If she had to read every note, every rhythm, every symbol for 3 hours straight, that would be exhausting. So when people say you need to read traditional music to play real songs, I'm like, no. You need to understand how songs are built. And once you know chords, you can literally play thousands of songs. Number 3, scales are the key to progress. Okay, this one's a little controversial. You have to master all your scales if you want to make real progress. Here's the truth. I do teach scales. I use them. I practice them. They're part of my method. But they are not the magical key that unlocks your piano future, especially if you're just getting started. Because here's what I see happen a lot. Someone's like, okay, I'm ready to learn piano, and then one day they're trying to memorize all 12 major scales, left hand, right hand, up, down, backwards. And then they're not even playing any music yet. That's like buying a treadmill and then trying to run a marathon on day one. You're going to burn out, and it's not even fun. Scales are great for technique. They help you understand keys and help you develop finger control. But they are not the thing that makes you sound good when you're a beginner. What actually helps you sound good then? Learning chords, learning how to improvise, playing actual songs, knowing what to focus on when you sit down to practice. Scales have their place, but if you're a beginner and you're spending all your time grinding C major up and down and you still can't play a single song, you're going to feel stuck and you're going to feel bored. And eventually you're probably going to quit. So my advice, start with the stuff that sounds like music, chords, simple rhythms, real songs. Scales can come later once you're already playing. Number 4, you have to know all music theory to be creative. Nope, you don't need a PhD in music to sound creative. You don't need to understand figured bass or analyze Bach fugues or decode Baroque counterpoint. I promise you, nobody at your local open mic is going to say, hey, was that the Lydian dominant mode from melodic minor you just used? Like, that's not gonna happen. So what do you need? Again, you need chords, a basic understanding of keys, and honestly, permission to explore. Because here's the truth. Creativity isn't a theory problem, it's a permission problem. Most adults never hear that it's okay to just sit down at the piano and mess around, to play something that sounds bad, to get it wrong. And the thing is, that's actually how you get good. Let me give you a comparison. This is like learning grammar before you've ever tried to write a sentence. You can imagine if every kid in school had to master grammar theory before they were allowed to journal or tell a story. That's how piano is taught to most people. You learn all this theory and note reading first, and then maybe someday you're allowed to be creative. But creativity doesn't work like that. You don't become creative by memorizing the rules. You become creative by doing. When I want to get creative, I'll literally put on my headphones and just sit there and noodle around. I'll play a few chords, try different rhythms, explore patterns, change up the feel, and yes, I mess up a lot. But guess what? That's where the good stuff lives, in the mess, in the weird stuff, in the wrong stuff. That's the irony. You sound bad on purpose long enough, and you eventually start sounding good on accident. And here's the kicker. Some of the best songwriters of all time never even learned theory. Paul McCartney couldn't read music when he wrote most of the Beatles' biggest hits. So if you're sitting here thinking, well, I can't create anything because I don't know enough music theory, just pause. If Paul McCartney didn't need it to write Let It Be, you definitely don't need it to experiment with a few chords on your keyboard. So here's your challenge. Today, not next week, today, I want you to sit down at your piano or keyboard and just give yourself permission to just play. Pick a couple of chords you know, close your eyes, try different rhythms, change up the order. Sound bad on purpose. Seriously, don't even try to sound good. Just explore. The more you let yourself explore, the more creative you'll start to feel. Because creativity isn't a skill you earn, it's a muscle you practice. And the faster you start, the faster it grows. Number 5, just practice more. Okay, this one, yes and also no. Practice is obviously important, but if you're just sitting down and playing random stuff with no plan, you're not actually getting better, you're just spinning your wheels. So let me rant for a second. We're adults. We don't have time to waste between work, family, 100 distractions, and yes, be honest, maybe Netflix. Most of us are lucky if we get 20 to 30 minutes a few times a week. So if you do sit down to practice, it better actually count. Because otherwise, it's just busy work. You're keeping your hands moving, you're making sound, it feels productive, but it's actually not. You're just reinforcing bad habits or burning time playing the parts of songs you already know. That's not practice, that's just familiarity. And one of the biggest mistakes I see adults make, they sit down, play through a song they kind of know, get to the hard part, fumble it, and just skip ahead. Then they go, ugh, I suck, and close the lid. That's not practice, that's rehearsal. And rehearsal doesn't make you better. Practice does. Practice means zooming in, slowing down, repeating the hard thing, not the easy thing. So what should you do instead? It honestly doesn't have to be complicated. Here's how to practice as a beginner. Start with a warm-up. Practice your chords for a few minutes to get your hands moving. Then pick 2 to 3 songs to learn and actually finish them. Don't just start 15 different things and leave them half learned. I see that all the time. Then review past songs so they stay in your muscle memory and you actually build repertoire you can pull from anytime. That's it. It's not fancy, but it's what works. Now, if you're not sure how to structure this or what to even do each day, that's why I made the free piano practice planner. It's a free download. It gives you a weekly plan, helps you track what you're working on, and takes the guesswork out of your practice routine. Comment practice planner below and I'll send it to you. Because the truth is, the people who get good at piano, it's not because they practice more. It's because they practice better. Number 6, either you have it or you don't. This one drives me nuts. I've had parents come up to me at my music school like, "Do you think my child has it?" And I'm like, what even is it? Is that a real thing? Is it contagious? Because almost no one is born a piano prodigy. You don't need to be talented. You just need to be consistent. People love to tell me, "You're so talented." And yes, maybe I have some musical genes, but you know what I also have? Thousands of hours at the piano. They say it takes 10,000 hours to master a skill. And I have no clue how many I've done at this point, but it's definitely more than 10,000. Talent helps, but grit wins. One of my favorite quotes is, "Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard." I've seen so many students who are incredibly talented, like very brilliant, but they don't actually end up succeeding. And I think it's because things came easy to them at first. They never had to work as hard as everyone else. So they never built the habit of effort. Meanwhile, the students who had to struggle a little, they kept showing up. They put in the reps. And in the long run, they ended up way ahead. It takes years before you can sound good. This one has probably stopped more adults from even trying to play than anything else. You've been told it takes years to sound good. And yeah, if you're learning the traditional way, reading every note, grinding through scales, trying to sight read every measure, it's going to take a while. But sounding good doesn't mean becoming a concert pianist. You don't need to master a Beethoven sonata to sound impressive. You need to learn chords, you need a few songs you actually like, you need a simple roadmap that keeps you moving forward without the overwhelm. In my method, we start with chords because chords unlock thousands of songs. Then we layer in improvisation so you can build creativity and confidence. And finally, we move into lead sheets, which is how the pros play anyway. That's it. It's simple, it works, and it's fast. I've had students send me videos after 7 days being like, "Wait, I'm actually playing real music?" And I'm like, yes, that's the point. You don't have to wait years to sound good. If you want help figuring out what to actually practice so you're not wasting time, grab my free piano practice planner. It not only helps you build a practice routine, but it also helps you get to playing your first song in just 7 days with chords. Comment practice planner below and I'll send it to you. Because yes, piano takes time, but it doesn't have to take forever. Now I want to pause for a second and say something directly to you. If you've ever thought, maybe I'm too old for this, I'm just not musical, or what's the point if I didn't start young, you need to hear this. You've just been taught the wrong way. The traditional system wasn't built for adults. It was built for kids, for recitals, for grades, not for people who want to just sit down at the piano and actually enjoy making music. You don't need permission from anyone to start now. You just need a method that works for how your brain works. Something that's fun, flexible, and gets results fast so you stay motivated. Here's a video one of my students sent me. He learned piano with me and sounded like this after a few months.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try.
It's not magic. It's about finally getting the right roadmap. You don't have to wait years, you just have to start. Don't forget to comment practice planner below for my guide on how to learn your first song in just 7 days and build a solid practice routine. After that, check out this video. It'll really dive into the difference between traditional sheets and lead sheets so that you have a clearer picture. And if this video helped you, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.